T3 Media.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel. This is Talking Through the Medias, T3 Medias, if you will. And today we are going to be talking about 24 people on Reddit who decided to share their experience with the worst examples of rich kid syndrome they have ever seen. So let's get right into it. Hit the like, subscribe button if you haven't already become a subscriber already. Let's talk about some of these little rich bastards here. Right off the bat, it says no child should have to grow up hungry or be denied basic needs, but growing up with too much privilege can also create problems for kids, especially as they get older. Now, I agree with that. It's called rich kid syndrome, and it's what happens when children are excessively spoiled, sheltered, and never told no. Just like that little bastard that he committed a crime. The mom got him to Mexico and got him off, and didn't he come back to committed another crime after that? I told you I'd shoot, but you didn't believe me. All right, this first one comes in from Scientifical Mystica. Why couldn't you call yourself Scientifical Mystical? Anyway, he says, I worked as a bouncer at a high-end nightclub. The biggest boner of a rich kid straight out of Malibu's Most Wanted gets a VIP booth and bottle service, racks up a massive bill, try and act like a baller. His credit card gets denied, and he has to call his dad to come down at 1:30 a.m. because he can't order any more bottles. His dad comes down in his pajamas, obviously ashamed and furious that this douche of a kid ends up embarrassing the shit out of his kid in front of his whole group of friends. He takes the kid's keys and is about to leave when his kid makes some shitty comment and goes back in the club. The dad about to walk away after he apologizes for his son when he offers to drag him out the rough way. He smiles and accepts. The kid hits every door and step on the way out. It was one of the most satisfying experiences working at that club. Now, goddamn. Fuck you, Dad. I know you're cheating on Mom with the maid. What'd you say, Mom? Oh, okay. Yes, sir. Tips him $100. Okay, now this is something from Deleted. This is number 2. It's short and simple. It says a 12-year-old family friend got an iPhone XS for his birthday and then deliberately shattered his iPhone 8. Don't need this trash anymore. Like, blah! I would have beat his ass. From Captain_Screw-Up. In high school, a kid was bragging that he got in his third fender bender in his old car, 3-year-old, that his parents gave him, but he hated. So his parents were buying him an entirely new current year car to incentivize him to drive better. Here's your Beamer, son. Drive safe, okay? Daddy loves you. From Authorized Vehicle. My mom's friend used to buy new clothes each season and throw out the old ones. She had to be taught by her husband to save them for next year. You can wear this shirt again, babe. Huh? What? 2 times? In the same... Okay. The only cool thing about that is that, if you were donating the clothes, you could pretty much brand new clothes. This chick only wore it once, and I got some new, that, if you got that, that's kind of cool if you had me on that one. Number 5, Helen Anyo says, I was complaining about how I was short on money one month. Just couldn't go out to eat because I had to pay rent and pay for tag renewals in the same paycheck. My friend looked at me super seriously and was like, don't worry, they send you those in the mail for free. After a long discussion, she learned that, in fact, her mom has been paying her new tags every year. Oh, you thought that was free? You thought those tags were free? Does it hurt? Then you probably look back at him like, I'm sorry, your mama can't afford it. Ooh, bitch. From Gakwa. This is a semi-long one. Number 6. Worked with this kid who was a good kid, but completely disconnected from financial reality for most people. He just moved out west from another state and was trying to get on like a normal adult, as a normal adult. He went to buy a new car and was shocked that they couldn't just bill his dad for it since they didn't know him. He ordered a bottle of wine at the restaurant, and the sommelier said, the bartender said, "Certainly, sir." Then the sommelier whispered, "Just for your knowledge, sir, that bottle is $700. He looked straight at him and said, "Is that a lot?" The sommelier said, honestly didn't know how to answer. Once he casually told his mom he needed some help with bills, and she deposited 20 grand into his account. That'll cover it. Oh, goddamn. And from number 7, from somebody else who deleted their name or deleted their account. Just quickly says, a guy looked at my 2000 beater car in college and commented that it must have been really cheap and guessed 15 grand. For anyone curious, it was a Kia Rio 2005 with 120,000 miles on it. It's like, damn, how much that cost? 15 G's? Close. Number 8, from Vinegar Fingers. Don't know if it qualifies as rich kid syndrome, but when I got out of the Navy, I decided to use my GI Bill at one of the Penn State satellites. I was sitting in the cafeteria drinking coffee and typing up a paper when a girl sits down across from me and opens her backpack. She pulls out a sandwich bag and looks at it in disgust, then looks me dead in the eye and says, "I don't even know why I bother. My mother never cuts off the crust." I let out one of those high-pitched, short laughs like, is this girl for real? Obviously, to the tone of it, she says, "I know, right?" Then she asks if I wanted it. She thought she was getting sympathy. Shrugs. I looked around thinking I was getting pranked or something, because this shit is too stereotypical to be real, and I just assumed I was being filmed. She shook it at me. She shook it at me and gave me a, well, look, here go the fucking sandwich. I don't want this crust. So I said, fuck it, and took the sandwich. She then pulled out her student ID card and bought a crap ton of French fries. That sandwich was awesome. I think the bread was homemade and it was stacked like a dagwood. It had all kinds of expensive looking meat and Dijon mustard. Serious gourmet shit. I know this girl's mother will never see this, but I just want to say something. Someone appreciated that sandwich. You made it sound good too. He made that shit sound real good. Number 9, Shobi says, I worked at Starbucks, and when hired a new guy who I was training, at one point I had to show him how to clean the restrooms. I grabbed the bleach and hand him a pair of gloves, and he looked at me in disgust and says, "We don't have a maid to clean the bathroom?" Motherfucker quit the next day. That's some serious shit right now. Wait. Hold on. We gotta clean it. Can't do this. I can't do this. Number 10, from the Crusades were a hoax. Okay. Went to a destination wedding in Mexico resort. Rich kid rented a golf cart, tore through the street and flipped the cart, injured people and caused a huge commotion in traffic, by the way. Traffic jam. A Mexican lady comes out and begins to scold them for their behavior. You wouldn't act this way at home. The rich kid responds, I promise you, we do. Great comeback, though. It was the earnest of his reply that got me. I instantly agreed. The second I read it, the rich kid responds, I promise. I knew I used to say that a lot in high school. I promise we do. Bitch. Number 11. Bermuris says, one girl from my high school got breast implants for her 18th birthday. Her mom joined her as a mother-daughter bonding activity, followed by the daughter getting a brand new $90,000 Mercedes as a high school graduation gift. What was the problem in that story? You guys got to see the boobs, and maybe somebody got a ride. Yeah. That never happened in my high school. I wish. From Spartanburg. This kid back in high school was whining. I mean, literally whimpering that he had to wait something like 6 weeks for his custom built BMW to come over from Germany. I'm like tearing up right now. I'm so mad at that. I don't even know this motherfucker. I don't even know if he's real or not, but I want to punch him right in his face. Number 13, name deleted. Went to high school with this insufferably spoiled kid. Family had a couch in their home's elevator and classical European sculptures. This was in the US, by the way. Kid talked down to about the less fortunate on a regular basis. Once made fun of me for picking a coin up off the ground. Motherfucker, it's just a quarter.
T3 Media.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel. This is Talking Through the Medias, T3 Medias, if you will. And today we are going to be talking about 24 people on Reddit who decided to share their experience with the worst examples of rich kid syndrome. They have Aruka one. A friend of mine inherited a lot of money, enough to buy a house, and he spent it on 2 cars. A Subaru completely modded to Ken Block's version of it, and some BMW, both extremely expensive. We asked him a few months after why he didn't just buy a house with it, because he still lived with his parents. He told us that he already owned a penthouse. He just didn't want to move yet. They had an answer. See, some of y'all got to stop asking these kids these questions. Y'all not ready for the answer. You're not ready for it. From Jimmy the Other Cat. Knew this one guy at my college who didn't understand why everyone is so worked up about student loans. I remember him saying something along the lines of, why don't people just pay the tuition up front? He was also quite sheltered. It seems simple enough to me. Here's the card. Tuition. If you feel that good about it, pay everybody else's tuition. Pay all your friends, your immediate friends, your 5 in your group, whoever you looking down on, making fun of them for picking up a quarter. Pay their tuition. They'll be your friends. Yeah, you'd have my loyalty for life. From Toil and Bubble. I could absolutely survive on my own. My parents just pay for my food and house, but I pay for everything else. If I got a job, I could pay for my food and house too. Said at 18 in the middle of a discussion between 2 middle-class peers who were talking about saving money because they had to pay for their own college and living expenses. About 5 minutes prior to this conversation, both peers had ordered the cheap dinner option and declined a shopping trip later that night. while rich girl was talking nonstop about buying the best / most expensive souvenirs for her friends. It continues. Once tried working a regular person retail job and quit within a couple of weeks as it just wasn't right and I didn't like it. Red had actual responsibilities for the first time. Moved cross country for an 8-month education course where her parents pay for food, rent, and school. They also gave her a debit card, which replenished up to $500 when it hit $50. By default, that's okay. She still posts Snapchats with captions of what would be stopping her from depleting the $500 on purpose with cashing it out just to get the $500 to replenish on its own and just stacking it up. She still posts on Snapchat with captions of that broke person life over pictures of her getting Starbucks every day and insists she could survive on her own. Constantly suggests the most expensive options for meals, activities, etc., and tasks on things like we can just split the bill. I know you're saving, but it's just, amount at least $50. You'll be fine, right? That's how she talks to people. Then gets upset when people can't afford to spend time with her, or when someone dares to suggest she helps to cover the cost. If your friends don't have those means, if your circle of friends aren't that group, and you slumming it right now with us, the comment out, you slumming it right now. Okay, slumming it. Okay, all right, slumming it. You don't get to pick the destination all the time. We going for a hike. You don't want to do that? Go take a hike. I'm saying we going to this concert. We afford the tickets. We're gonna buy a hot dog. You know what I'm saying? No, we not VIPing. No, we're not going backstage. Well, then don't fucking go then. And stay your ass at home. Don't suggest for us what we should do if your ass is always picking the most expensive thing just because you know you can afford it. Do you want to have the experience with your friends, or do you want to just go out and just do? Because you can just do the shit on your own. Period. And be like, YOLO, and then go get your other friends who can't afford it and go. But if you want your friends to go with you, I've done it. I paid their way. I pay their way. When I was 6 figures working overseas and stuff, my homeboy wanted to go with me. We went out on some trips. I paid for the ticket. I paid for the ticket, the hotel, all of that. And we partied. I gave him spending cash. We partied. I put it in his hands. That was your money, and you do whatever you want with it. Told him how the country worked, how everything worked. Let's go have fun. We didn't. That was it. I didn't make him feel any type of way about it. That was immediately his money. That was his room. That was his ticket. And I don't even think of that when I think about that experience. I don't even think about that part of it. That's like the first time I ever said that out loud, really, technically. Now that I think about it now, in all the years I've talked about that experience and the times that me and him have had plenty of conversations since then. We only talk about the fun we've had. I've never brought up the fact that, hey, you remember how I paid for all that? Never. Because you don't think like that. Well, maybe these type of people do. I don't know. I don't think like that. I mean, I'm normal. You guys, my followers, y'all are normal. This motherfucker right here. Anyway, number 17 from Head Ghost. Friend got a theater with an arcade built over their family's 12-car garage. Parents didn't want the 5-year-old sister to be jealous, so they hired an architect to design and build her a fully functioning playhouse with a bathroom, AC, and bedroom. Okay. Don't want the baby to be jealous. Number 18, Lovely Porcelain says, my fiance's cousin, he managed to crash 4 cars while still in high school because his father would replace them when he moved. And some of those rich kids be doing it on purpose, just like the other story. They be doing it on purpose to get a better car. When he moved on to college, he got kicked out for several apartments for owning a dog when they weren't permitted. He told me he didn't care though, since his father also funded his continuous stream of new housing. From what I last heard, his father is now paying for his long-standing drug habit. Oh yeah, I heard a story. Didn't John Capian say something like that? The guy was like, if you instantly was giving of like billions of dollars like out of nowhere, what would happen in your life? Well, I guess I would develop a very expensive cocaine habit. Very honest answer. Very true. Me too, probably. Number 19 from Genetic Guy. So my best friend's wife teaches at a risque $40K per year private school. I said risque. It's ritzy. I said risque. Take two. So my best friend's wife teaches at a ritzy $40K per year private school. As in $40,000 a year for elementary and middle school. I think the high school is like $50K plus. Well, she teaches 7th and 8th grade. I can't remember. And she said she always goes around the class after the summer break and asks them what they did over the summer. And she particularly remembers one kid complaining about how much his summer sucked because he was stuck on his parents' yacht all summer and they didn't even take it to anywhere cool. Just Italy. This is when you need to emancipate yourself from your parents. Get a motherfucking job and pay for your yacht trip your damn self. You little fucking bastard. I wish my kid would say some shit like that if I did that. I wish you would. See what happened to you. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. See what happened to you. I don't even know this kid. Number 20. From Vob 99. Real quick, one of my college classmates wrecked his Range Rover over winter break and came back in an Aston Martin. Quiero ser un pelotero. If I'm saying it right in Spanish, wanna be a baller. Shot caller, 20 years black. From Lemuria _666. My friend literally throws away his change because he hates holding coins. Doesn't matter if it's 99 cents, he'll throw it away. That shit adds up. From Dominos 83, in middle school, we were asked to draw our homes for some assignment and handed it in at the end of the class. A popular, extremely wealthy kid that sat behind me raised his hand and smugly asked the teacher for another sheet of paper because he couldn't draw it all on one page. His friends just snickered, but I was cringing. Even at 12, I remember thinking it was such a snobby thing to say. I'm gonna need another piece of paper. Which home? The summer home? The winter home? The one in Aspen? Which home, bitch? The one that was built, the custom made one, the one with the marble, the one for the dog, the one for the dog that's bigger than your house. Which home, bitch? Am I gonna get extra credit for having more homes than a little bit? From Gwiz 3879. This rich bitch in high school got a BMW for her 17th birthday. About a week later, she totaled it. And me and a few of my friends wondered what happened, considering they're considered pretty safe and reliable. Apparently, she wanted a brand new 2000 BMW 3 Series, and she got a 1997? Ew. A lot of there's some consistencies here. A lot of y'all, them rich kids, purposely totaling cars to get a better car. Be riding a bike with my ass, even if I could afford it. Take the bus, get a ride, or take the bus. I gave you that car. That's the one I gave you, and you ain't getting another. Then get a fucking job. Then get the fuck out there. That ain't your room. That room is in my house. I'll take everything out of there. You will be wearing the same shirt to school every day if you don't shut the fuck. Say it again. Last one right here from Look Across the Water. I worked for a dentist and her son is a spoiled brat. He was at the office and one day, because she had to bring him to an appointment later that day, he got bored and went out wandering around some of the local shops. He came back a little while later and without any preamble walked up to her and said, "Give me $80. She asked him, what was this for? And he just repeated to himself and she repeated. He just repeated himself and she gave it to him. Give me $80. What's it for? Give me $80. Damn. Just want to know what he's already out the door. Before she even finished the last sentence, I just wanted to know what Timmy. If you like my reaction, please hit the likes button. Subscribe. Let me know about any. You have any experiences out there with any rich, entitled little bastards like that? I've just read you from these Reddit posts. Any rich kid syndrome experiences that you would like to share? Please comment below and share yours. I would love to hear about that. That's the question. That's the question for this video right there. You have any rich kid syndromes that you'd like to share? Share them with me real quick. I would appreciate it, and I will react to those and follow back up with you guys. Yeah, that's my reaction. This damn kid. I don't even know these kids. And I want to beat them all up. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, guys. Hey, peace.
Our supporters help make all this content possible, so make sure you check out our Patreon page so you can help us bring you the content you want. If you like what you saw, make sure to subscribe to the channel and please drop a like on this video. It really does help us. Also, don't forget you can turn on notifications so you don't miss a single review, react, trending, or we got your mail.
On anybody I want at Walmart, because free.
Yeah, Walmart is gonna be the new superstar store for sure.